We have the first lap from Charlie, 1:53, followed by Psycho with 1:54. This is a wet track, so the times will be a little slower than we are used to. But we are seeing here a big gap for Charlie and the other two drivers that have already put their lap in. So we have a new fastest lap from Noel Karlman with 1:52. There's a big gap between him and Charlie. We're now following Ceserino. Um, Looks like he pitted. Max Duca, I think, is now starting his hot lap. Max with a very good second sector. He's now entering the final sector. So it appears that Max decided to abort his lap and is now coming into the pit. Right now we don't have anyone in track. Maybe the conditions are improving and the drivers are looking to put a different set of tires, a newer set of tires. Everyone in the pit. As we have only 7 more minutes for the qualification session. There's a lot of drivers with no times put it in, so um, a lot can change. Looks like the drivers are taking their time. Alright guys, so apparently we had some problems with the connection. So we have to restart the lobby. I'll be doing that right now, and please wait just a few moments as we do just that. See you in a minute. Okay, guys, so we are back. The lobby is just starting right now. Um, just waiting for the last two drivers to log into the lobby. So guys, welcome again to the Belgian Grand Prix. It will be a wet qualifying session. We'll see how the drivers react to these conditions and how fast they can be. Alright, so we have the... it seems like almost every driver is coming out of the pits right now. So we have our first drivers finishing the out lap. We have McLaren Senna starting here his hot lap. He's going pretty fast here in Eau Rouge. Uh, Despite the wet conditions, he's really fast. Really good here in the first corners of the second sector. Really consistent. Here are following 5Zen. He's the first driver that will be finishing the lap. Oh, but he went wide and just touched the wall, so I don't I don't think he has any damage, but he surely um, ruined his lap. So let's see McLaren Senna, which is the next. He's really fast here, finishing the last few corners. Really smooth throughout the chicane, and it's a 153.2. $154 for Zefking. Now about Chips Dubu. He's also finishing his lap. Let's see how fast he can put his time. Going throughout the chicane right now. And looks like he aborted and he's going to the pit. We also have Noel Carlman. I think he's finishing his hot lap, and it's a 151.3 for him. A very fast lap, putting a very big gap between him and Psycho, which is the second one for this qualification session at the moment. We have a lot of drivers now finishing the lap. So McLaren Senna just put the fastest second sector. Um, let's see if he can beat the time from Noel Carlman. Very fast. Let's see how he does through the chicane. Really smooth. Real smooth application of power. A little bit of wheel spin. And it's going to be a small delay. He's going for another hot lap. Really good through the Eau Rouge. Let's see the drivers who are now finishing the lap. Charlie just invalidated his lap, so this lap is going to count for him. So we have McLaren Senna having a spin. Hopefully he didn't get any damage to the rear wing as he went into the wall with it. You have here Lemon Tricks. I think he's finishing his first hot lap, but he invalidated, so the lap will not count. He's going wide here, as the lap doesn't matter anymore. Let's see if he goes to the pit, or yeah, he's going to pit, put a fresh of sets of tires probably. So Noel Carman is keeping his pole position, or provisional pole position. Max Duke is now starting his first, his hot lap. He has ahead of him some traffic. Let's see how, hopefully this doesn't give him any troubles. And Cycled improved his time, I wasn't aware. A very solid time with 151.8, closing that gap between him and Noel. So Charlie, it seems to me that he's also in a hot lap. Oh no, I'm sorry, he's on the out lap. And we have Zevkin finishing his lap, unfortunately he doesn't improve. And maybe he's going for another one. Very good fast turns here made by Titan Ash. Oh, but he goes wide and touches the wall. I think that he got damage in his rear ring. Let's see how the driver responds to it. He's probably going into the pits now. Let's see. Actually no, he's going to complete the lap. Maybe didn't lost a lot of time. And it's a 152.9 that puts him in the P4. That contact with the wall was unfortunate. I'm sure he was going to make a very fast lap. We're now on board with Charlie J. So Cycling validated his lap. It was going really good. We have now McLaren Senna here finishing the first sector. Going here pretty well through the first corners of the second sector. But he invalidates also. Drivers are invalidating a lot as the grip is not the best. We have Faizan starting his hot lap right now. Let's see how he does. Very fast through Rio Rouge. And we have a spin, another one in this area. Oh, there was a big hit into the wall. Let's hope that this driver doesn't get his qualifying session ruined by this hit, since we are running simulation damage for these lobbies, and every part of the car can get damage, not just the front wing. As we can see, he has no hand plate on the right side. Um, let's see how the qualification goes for fives and the rest of the qualification. We have now only 2 more minutes before the session ends. Let's see how much the drivers can improve. There's still 3 drivers that have not put lap time in, so we are always looking forward to new times, and they have a very aggressive pit entry here from fives, and he's probably struggling with all that damage. And we have another spin from Kanai Jigvan, who it doesn't have a lap time yet, so let's see how it goes for him. I don't think he has enough time to set a lap time in, so probably is going to start from the bottom of the grid with no time from the qualification. So KB is the other driver with no lap time. Maybe he's going to make it now, hopefully. Really good couple of corners here in the final part of the second sector. He's going real fast through these fast corners in the last sector of this Spa track. Oh, so he is now going for a hot lap, going wide here in the last corner to get the best momentum he can. Very good exit with a little bit of wheel spin. This is the last opportunity that the driver has to put a lap time, since he has none. Let's see how it goes. Very good first corner, a little bit of wheel spin. Pretty fast to Rouge. So I believe the track conditions are getting worse, since none of the driver actually, as I was saying, that we have just a new fast time from Titan Ash with a 151.3. Only two. I'm sorry, only 20. So I think Norman is now finishing his last lap. He that had the provisional pole for the longest time of this session. Very fast chicane. Let's see how much is it. Very good exit, almost no wheel spin. And it's a 151.0. A very good time from Noel. Securing probably, I would say, the pole position, as most of the drivers are now finishing their laps. Let's see about KB. He's now finishing the lap, his only lap. Let's see how it goes. Or only lap, valid lap. And it's P9 for him with 152.7. We have Charlie also finishing the lap, but he doesn't improve. So it's probably just P6 for him. Yeah, P6, since all the drivers are now have now completed. There's no one else in lap. So this is our grid. P1 for Noel with 151.0, excellent time, uh, 3/10 of a second. It's a gap between him and the second place. Um, Titan Ash has the second place and P3 for Psycho. It was a pretty intense qualifying session with a lot of spins. Let's see how the race goes. We are now just waiting for the drivers to advance in the menu from the game so we can start our formation lap. So we did not have a full lobby today. Just or not, for some reason he retired from the beginning of the session. I don't know if he had crashed. Um, let's see how the race goes for him. He's starting last, but with these conditions, that doesn't mean anything. He can still get to the points or even to a podium if he has the pace to battle with most of the drivers. So 30 seconds at the beginning of this Spa Grand Prix. Now the drivers are tweaking their setups, maybe choosing the strategy well. So we are now starting the formation lap with Noel Karlman on the P1, P2 for Titan Ash, and P3 for Psycho. Um, there's a little bit of confusion here. Drivers are not really giving too much space. It's important to keep the tires warm, especially in these rainy conditions. It's a little bit harder to get the tires up to temperature. So, as the formation lap goes, I would just like to say to you guys that tonight, unfortunately, our usual commentators uh, were not available for this race, so I'm taking their place. Um, I'm not very experienced in commenting, and also I'm Portuguese, so English is not my native language, so Uh, I hope I'm not making too many mistakes. Now we have drivers reaching the last sector of this formation map, as McLaren Senna probably had a crash, so he is going to be waiting in the grid for the beginning of the race, probably with cold tires, which is an advantage. An advantage. Here's now the predicted pit strategy for these drivers. So most of them probably just going to go for a one-stop strategy, but this is a track, and with these conditions that it's probably going to have some safety cars, so that can change the strategies. And let's see how it goes with the weather. Maybe the conditions will improve. So we have here a bouncy car. Let's see. All right, so we are now waiting for Joshua to reach the grid. I don't know what happened. He's very jumpy. Maybe he's lagging. Let's hope that this doesn't bring any problems to the race. Yes, as Toz is saying, uh, it seems that some of the drivers forget to put their helmets on. It's just the magic of Codemasters. What can you do? Well, since Josh was probably lagging, I think the lobby is just adjusting, and we have now the start of the Belgian Grand Prix. Already a few overtakes. Psycho has passed Titan. Let me set up the menu here. It's very close driving between these two. Noah Carman, who had the pole position, is now in P3. He lost 2 places. And we have Titan Ash here in the front, building a small gap. Max Duca has actually uh, gone to P4, passing three drivers. He's the Alpine driver. As he goes a little bit wide, don't know if he had a warning. That turn is tricky. Drivers have to be very careful because uh, despite the danger of spinning, it also gives a warning that you will be penalized for after 3 warnings. So we have Kenny Jikvan with actually 7 places gained. He started from the bottom of the grid in P14, he's now in P7. Very nice first lap for him. Let's see how it goes. As McLaren Senna is fighting or defending for his position. A little bit of a lockup, but a smooth chicane. As we have the first lap, the fastest first laps made by Titan. Ooh, what happened to Titan? Maybe he spin? He lost his position to P10. Uh, Unfortunately, we did not catch that on camera. But seems like the driver had some problems in the turn 1. So Zef King is actually replacing his front wing. And can I have Jimmy Can? I don't know what's going on. He's jumping all over the place. Hivetaros very carefully going through turn 1 as we have another deployed safety car. Uh, so it looks like some of the drivers are taking the opportunity to go into the pit and change their tires, as uh, Chip Zuno, we had big damage to his front wing. Had some luck and made a free pit stop and get his front wing replaced. So lap 4, already 2 safety cars. This is a tricky track, especially in these conditions. Um, Drivers need to be a little bit extra careful, or they're going to be involved in a lot of crashes. Also, I like to remember everyone that we are running in simulation damage, so every aspect of the car is gets damaged and gets damaged easily. So drivers need to be extra careful. Even a flying wing from other driver, if it hits your car, you get damaged. So you need to be really careful. As Titan takes the opportunity to put new winters, he had a good gap. Let's see what the position is when he comes out of the pit lane. He is going to keep P2. And now we have to wait for the end of the safety car. It will be probably two more laps, this one and the next. Already 2-3 DNFs. As we have uh, the last four drivers coming up to the safety car queue. So are we getting ready to restart the race? The safety car is now entering the pit lane, so it's up to Charlie to set up the pace for the race restart as he goes through the chicane. Not yet putting some power, and here we go, the restart of the race in the lap 7. Let's see what happened here in turn 1. Very clean and smooth, no problems with anyone, and actually FTR Blood going wide and actually getting past Cesarino, but I think I don't know if that was an illegal overtake, that he actually gave it the place back. And we have Cesarino with the drive-through, and Chivas Dubo too. I don't know if this is the old drive-through, but if it is, they have to comply with the drive-through in 3 laps, although they will get disqualified. As we have a 3-second time penalty for McLaren Senna for corner cutting. He's the first driver to get a time penalty. We have here Max Duco with already a pretty big gap between him and the next driver in the P3, Charlie J. Typing is making a very consistent race. Driving without a helmet, maybe that's a secret. As Titan puts the fastest lap of the session with a 154. And we have Taurus Blood with the 5-second time penalty. Not sure what happened. He probably crashed into the back of someone. And he has a 15 time penalty. 15 seconds. I wonder what happened. As Lemon Tricks has also a 5-second time penalty. They've came very well here through the first turns of the sector 2. And we have another 3-second time penalty, this time for Psycho, for corner spotting as well. We have another 3-second time penalty, this time for Max Dura, who is actually getting close to McLaren Senna. Let's see if he makes the move to overpass or overtake. Drivers have pretty big gaps between them. Despite Charlie J and Max Duca, we are less than a second away from the driver in front of them. As we have a new fastest lap, a 152. It's a very good lap for Titan Ash. And I keep taking screenshots. Titan Ash is just too fast. Chief Zuno here with he's very far back. as we have a yellow flag in sector 1. I think it's Taurus Blood. Yeah, Taurus Blood probably spin here in the first corners. Um, let's see if he has any damage. Oh, and he broke his front wing. He has no front wing. He has soft tires on. Huh, interesting. Maybe he made a mistake selecting the tires? What happened? As he decided to retire the car since he's too far away with a broken wing, it's understandable that the driver doesn't want to continue the race. So we are down to 12 drivers. It's been a very tricky race so far, and the drivers keep building gaps between them. We have here Max Duda keeping close to McLaren Senna, as he's been pushing hard. He has a little less energy than McLaren Senna. So we are starting to see a gap form between McLaren Senna and Max Luca. But in the other hand, we have Charlie J coming close to Psycho, only half a second away, as the track's conditions seem to be improving. Very good exit from Charlie. We are now halfway to the end of the race. 11 more laps to go. A lot of drivers with time penalties. Lemon Tricks is a 5-second time penalty, so if he has yet to go to the pits, he will be kept by 5 seconds in order to fulfill this time penalty. Very good race from Kanai Jivan. He's come a long way. He started P14, I think, and is now in P6, and we have a yellow flag. I think it's McLaren Senna who has a spin. Yep, he spin, and he lost a couple of places, and Max Duque is now in third place, as Kanai goes up 2 more places. He overtakes Jeff King and TV Charlie and McLaren Senna. Very good race for the Alpine driver. Very good. and he is now closing the gap between him and Max Duca, as he has actually one lap older tires. I don't know, it would be amazing to see kinda in the podium, starting from P14 to P4, at 10 places gained. That's really good, as he goes wide here, and cost him a little bit of time. We actually have a close battle for the P9, as Charlie's closing in into Chazerino. Let's see if he makes a move. They are very close together. Here, taking advantage of the slipstream, he's going to dive into the chicane as Chazerino backs off. Maybe he don't think the fight is worth it. As Charlie has a little bit of a wheel spin, costing a little bit of time. As we have oh, actually, oh, that's unfortunate. I hope that Charlie doesn't get any damage from that. I think he's fine. This is the closest fight we have between drivers. It's for the P8. Charles J is now building a good gap between him and Chazerino. He has already the 2-second gap. Is with a pace a little bit faster than Chazerino. Now on board with Kanai Jikvan, also riding without a helmet. And he's closing in into Max Duca. He's back to the 1 second gap. Let's see what happens here. If this was a normal race, that would be very interesting to see these drivers fighting with the DRS. Would be very interesting. These rainy races are always a bit different. Not much fighting. It's much careful driving, and there's always a lot of mess in it. But it makes all part of the game, I guess. So Titan is actually increasing and increasing his gap. He has a solid P1 as he has a little bit of a lockup here, but again, it's very easy to lock up in the wet. As McLaren retired from the session, and we have a third safety car. McLaren Senna spent the I think it was the third time he spun here in that corner. It's the third safety car. Probably people will uh, take this opportunity to pit and get a set of fresh tires for the last uh, laps of the race. We have now 7 laps to go. As the safety car ends, maybe 5 4 laps to racing. Um, but this is good for everyone else but Titan because the gaps will be now uh, all closed as the drivers get all together for the safety car, um, and a lot can change. We have here the opportunity for some drivers to change their position on the grid. Let's see what happens with Kanai. He has already taken 10 places. Um, maybe this is the opportunity he's waiting for um, in order to get a higher place in the grid. Let's see if Titan chooses to go into the pit. I believe he will. Yes, of course. That was the expected thing to do in the most, uh, I would say the most wise thing to do. Get a set of fresh tires for these last laps is the best the drivers can do right now, as all the drivers go into the pits. You have now Titan going to meet the safety car. Who is waiting for him. Ah, yes, we have Titan spinning. Oh, this is not good. I hope that this doesn't have any damage. I was looking at my phone, I didn't see, and he actually takes his place back. I don't know if that's the yeah, yeah, because if you lose your place doing to the safety car queue and you are overtaken by a driver, he has now your position. I don't know the legality of what's going on here, but it seems like he uh, took the P2, which I think it's the most right thing to do. Which is it's very unfortunate for him. He's making an epic race. It's been flawless, building a very good gap in between him and the second place. Let's see if he can uh, recover that P1 and building another gap. Let's see. I think that every driver has now pitted. Actually, no, 5Zen didn't pit. He's the only one that didn't pit, despite Charlie J and Zef King, but they had pitted um, uh, not not that long ago, so I agree with their strategy, and it's not justifiable another pit stop. But for Faizan, he should have stopped because he has a 13-year-old lap tires, and that can be an advantage for him. Let's see here. He's not going to stop. Probably going to the end with these tires. Let's see what happens. Psycho here has an opportunity to defend his position and maintaining P1. If he can defend for the next laps, maybe he can secure the P1. Let's see. We have here a close battle between Titan and Psycho. Let's see if Titan can take his P1 back. Escanai has already overtaken Max Duca. Very good race from him. Big lockup from Titan. As he has now an opportunity. Psycho has spinned a little. They cross strategies. Uh, let's see, he's going from the outside, and he has passed Psycho. They are going wheel to wheel as Titan takes his P1 back in the second lap after the safety car. As Psycho tries to uh, take P1 from Titan, this is a very risky fight. Uh, Drivers fighting in these conditions is always dangerous, and I don't think I don't think Psycho is thinking very straight, because he has a 6-second time penalty, and by fighting with Titan he's risking a DNF, which I'm not sure is worth it, because for other in order for him to get the actual P1 he had to be 6 seconds ahead of Titan, and I just don't see that happening, not in just 3 laps, not with a driver as Titan, which is a very fast driver. But one thing is going well with this fight is the opportunity for Kanai Jivkovan getting closer to the fight for P1. Since the drivers are fighting, they are losing a little bit of time, and Kanai is actually taking advantage of it and closing in. He has now only a 1.7 seconds behind them. Very close fight between these two. Another 3-second time penalty for Chips Double. As Titan has taken his place back. Two more laps to go. As we have another yellow flag in sector 2. I think it's Chips Duo. Yes, had a little incident. I don't know if Bro Firerock was involved, but I don't think so. As Charlie J is closing in to Max Duca. So Psycho is also closing in Titan Ash. That slipstream effect is a big advantage. He's cutting the corners just enough of the legality, and that's very solid driving. He's closing the gap to Titan. Let's see if he overtakes. He's really going for it. He's using a lot of his energy. He has 30% of DRS, and Titan has a full battery. He's just defending and storing um, energy probably uh, to go for the fastest lap here in the last lap. As we have a yellow flag in sector 3, I think it's one of the Alpine drivers. It actually is Kane. He has a DNF. That's very unfortunate. Unfortunate. This is a driver that has done an amazing race. I don't know what happened. I hope that there was no other driver involved because um, Kane was actually doing a very good race. He started from the bottom of the grid and was all the way up to P3, and I'm really sad of witnessing this. I was looking forward to seeing him in the podium. I think he really deserved it. But now he landed the opportunity to Max Duca. Only he only had to defend it, but he has a 8 second time penalty. So if the race ended now, Charlie J would be in P3, which is the most likely thing to happen. As we have now the first driver in P1 Titan Ash reaching the final of Sector 2. He has a lot of battery. Let's see if he uses it now for the fastest lap or not. Right now the fastest lap is his, so in by a very big gap, so I think that uh, the fastest lap and the P1 is secured for him as he goes through the last three corners, through the chicane, and yes, there's the checkered flag and also the fastest lap, as I was saying. 152.2 is the fastest lap with the P1 result for Titan Ash. A very good race, very solid, very consistent. There was an excellent driving for him and also for Psycho, who was toe to toe to him in a lot of times during this race. We have P3 for Charlie J, P4 for Zev King, and that's it. So the driver of the day goes to Firerock. That's something that probably would go to Jeff Vin. So P1 for Titan Ash, P2 for Psycho, P3 Charlie J, P4 Jeff King, P6 for Max Duca, P6 for Lemon Tricks, P7 for 5Zen, P8 for Chibs Dugo, P9 for Firerock, Driver of the Day, P10 for Kanai Giftman, would get the Driver of the Day with an excellent result after starting P14 in the grid, and he had a chance to the podium in P3. Maybe next race we'll see more of him, and that's it for the drivers. All the other drivers did not finish the race. They retired or got their car retired. And yeah, that's it for tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Um, we'll be here for the next race of Synergy Omega. See you and hope you have a great Sunday tomorrow. Bye.